So, where you from?
Me?
Yeah,
Armenia.
Armenia.
Yeah.
How long you been in America?
I'm the French Armenian. I'm
Oh,
from the French.
but I'm saying like you live here now.
I don't know. The
But
here no good. I'm return.
you said it's not a good time for you.
Huh?
It's not. It hasn't been a good time for you.
The here no good.
It's no good here.
Yeah.
So why you? What's
I
making?
work 50 hour day. The French work 8 day, 8 hour day. Here,
You work 15 hours a day here,
yes, 15, 16.
and you think that's bad?
The same money.
It's the same amount of money. So why you don't go back to
My brother, my sister, they here. I come to here.
Oh, okay, bet. So you said it gave you a bad address. Let me see.
Address are you?
You said it gave you a bad address.
Address?
No, I'm saying like the address. The reason why it was so hard for you to get to me is because.
Sorry, I'm just speaking English. There, but
What language?
address are you?
You speak French too?
Yes, I'm just speaking French. You speak French?
Nah. You don't? Do you know how to read English? No.
I'm here 2022 the year.
And oh,
2 years the year.
but before you came here, did you know how to speak English a little bit or no? Like no, you started learning when you got here.
No, like,
You don't know what I'm saying, huh?
sorry.
Oh my god. Man. I meant to record this last night when I got home, but yesterday, yesterday I was on set and I was asking them how to get out the building because the building was confusing or whatever, and uh, one of the production, one of the crew members was asked me, um, where did I park, and I told her like, oh, I called an Uber, and she was like, oh, you when you call the Uber, like you could stay here, like we'll just tell them to come all the way over here to pick you up, so you don't have to walk far. And I was telling her, I was like, I usually just go to the spot because my experience with Uber drivers, like, I mean, I've been catching Uber and Lyft since like 20, 20, I don't know, 2015, 2016, maybe even before that. But I was telling her like as time has gone progressed, the experience is I usually get an Uber driver who's not fluent in English, like they're not American, and they don't know how to read addresses. That's what I'm assuming. I feel like they don't know how to read addresses because they never pull up. They're hardly ever in the front of my building unless it's somebody from America that knows how to read street addresses, that knows how to navigate. Like they're in the alleyway or around the corner or like just something. They're just never in the spot. Like which has been for me like I have just adjusted to it because I feel like people come here for opportunity and like that's cool. I don't see no issue with it. Like do I think you should learn at least how to read addresses if that's going to be your job? If it's going to be your job, yes. If you can live in America and like thrive without learning English and like learning how to well, I think you should at least learn how to like. Oh, I think you could learn how to drive and like navigate streets without learning English. I don't know. I think if you're just gonna depend on your job, but if you can do it without that, then kudos to you. Like, however, I think Uber drivers should at least learn because like I just don't want to. This brings me to my point. Like, I don't want to. I don't want to get dropped off in the alleyway. I don't want to get dropped off around the corner from my front door. Like, especially at nighttime, I don't want to do that. But yeah, so I was like, I was low key kind of worried because I've had Uber drivers leave simply because they were in the wrong spot and I'm not walking to them. So like they're frustrated and then they just cancel the ride and then like it's just a whole thing. Like I have to report the charge. I have to wait this amount of time to get the money back. Like it's just a lot to go. It's just an unnecessary hump in the road. I feel like so I just started walking to them like because whatever how big of a deal is it. I mean I don't want to do it but like whatever I'm not gonna complain about it like but yeah so um he was like oh no it's fine like we'll have him come mind you I called an Uber there and the address I typed in I was at I don't want to say I'm just gonna rename everything. Like let's say I was at the address said building D, right? He pulled up to building A, and I was like, no, this is not building D. And he just kept saying building A, and I'm like, but this is not building D. That's not what the address says. And he didn't want to, like, he didn't want to, like, and I can't communicate with him because he doesn't speak English. Like, all he can like he keeps saying yes this is stage A this is stage A and I'm like no the address says stage D and like we're just going back and forth and it's like okay I'm not about to sit here going back and forth with you like I need to go like I have somewhere to be so I just got out the car and walked all the way to building D or whatever or build whatever building I was using to speak about but and just went on about my day and got to my destination like but yeah so again, the guy, I put the address in, and it says when I'm ready to go home, I'm telling her, I'm like, man, this just happened to me earlier. So she like, no, just wait here. Like, you know, we don't want you walking. You don't have to walk far. Like, they can come get you. So I call him. I kept saying, do you see the building? Do you see the building? And he was like, I'm like, building 12 like I'm at building 12 he's like no I'm at building 16 and I'm like okay drive to building 12 like he just keeps saying building 16 and I'm like I don't know what like I didn't know what to do I was so frustrated like but finally after some time you know I kept asking him I was like do you speak another language I was like you not American and he was like no. And I was like, "What language do you speak? What language do you speak?" And he wouldn't answer. And then they called someone like, "Hey, can you translate?" And the girl, I gave her my phone. She started speaking Spanish. And then finally, he was like, "No, I'm Russian." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you Russian? Like, cool." So he finally after some time finds the next gate, and it's so funny. One of the employees got in the car with him. When they pulled up, it was somebody in the car, an employee in the car with him. And I just started busting up laughing like, you got in the car with him. That's just direction. But, I mean, I get it because like, he can't speak English. Like, you can say, like, yeah, the green arrow, look at that sign, turn that way. But it's like, he might not understand it because he doesn't speak English. And in the end, it was all funny. But I was just like, thinking to myself like y'all don't want to a part of me feels like it's just a part of the job I think just to learn how to read addresses if you're gonna be an Uber driver or a Lyft driver like that's a part of your job like I don't know. It's very valid to like come here for opportunity, to come here, because you want, a better life here. So he said he was here for his family, and like that's valid. I'm not the type. I don't. The people who say shit like, "Oh, you can't speak a certain language, you need to go back to your country," like that type of shit is lame because you never know what a person is fleeing from. Like it's easy for people to say that shit when they've never had to just when their life wasn't abruptly rooted from the ground and because of some fucking shit that went on in their city or their country or whatever. Like we we're very privileged out here, and I know a lot of people talk shit about capitalism, but like it's so much opportunity to make money out here. You can make money so many different ways, and like I don't know, I don't have issues with. First of all, it's not even my like this whole like you have an issue. Like who are you to have an issue? Like you don't own the land. Like the earth doesn't belong to anyone. Like the land doesn't belong to anyone. It belongs to the land belongs to earth. Like that's who owns it. Like when you die and you become dirt again, like niggas not gonna remember the rules, the imaginary rules that you made up. Like oh, uh, y'all. Emily said y'all forgot what she said before she died. She said you can't come here if you can't speak English. Like no, nobody's gonna give a fuck about what you think or how you feel. Like people are still gonna come here, and people should be able to come here. And God forbid some shit happen in America where we need to leave. Like imagine if people in that country was like, oh, you can't speak Arabic, go the fuck home. Like you can't speak French, go the fuck home. Like that would be fucking crazy. Like but back to my point, like I do think for your job, if that's your job, if Uber is your job, like I think reading addresses is the bare minimum. Like you're providing a service, and um, yeah, it just doesn't make sense for real. Like I don't know why you would apply to become a French teacher if you couldn't speak a lick of French. Like and not saying like obviously like they can drive, like that's not the base, that's not the main majority part of the, that's not the the uh the most important part of the job. Like the most important part is knowing how to drive and knowing how to get to A to Z. But like if the dot on Google Maps or whatever navigation system you using, out of space on my phone, but yeah, whatever. If the whatever app you're using and the dot, like just following the dot, like I don't think that's like I've been dropped off in alleyways so many times by people, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to be dropped off in an alleyway. Not at nighttime. I don't want to be dropped off in the around the corner. Like, I gotta walk far. Like I'm just like, and I feel silly. I feel really silly complaining about this type of shit. But I need to get this off my chest. I really need to get this off my chest for real. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think y'all should just at least learn how to read addresses. Like odd numbers on one side, even numbers on another side. Like sometimes I've even myself had to navigate like because the dot is lagging on maps sometimes. And it's like, no, you have to go here. Maybe I just need to be more patient and more graceful and like understanding. Cause I think I thought I was being that, but now that I'm listening to myself, I'm like, well, if they're not American and they're coming here for opportunity, Maybe it's their first year here. Maybe it's their first month here. I don't know. My Uber driver said he been here for 3 years, and I was trying to talk to him, but he was just like, "I'm not. I don't know English." And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.